crabs tonight. Believe it or not, our chef just does not make them right. You do? Great. We will take half a dozen of those, please. Yes, and Mr. Chandler will be there himself to pick them up in a few minutes. Okay, thank you.
Something special going on?
Yes. But it's just between Adam and me.
David was just here. How did you do it? How did you convince him that the baby isn't his?
It doesn't really matter how I did it. I made the switch and David bought the whole thing.
Well, you are a miracle worker.
Okay, thank you. I'll see you later.
You lied to me. You lied to me. My baby is Liza's. You swore on our love. How could you do that? You lying bastard!
Wait, I didn't lie to you. I didn't lie to you. I didn't.
To go to him.
Please, just wait a second. I'll tell you everything that happened, please. Please.
Oh, thanks for coming. Come on in. You know, this case is getting more and more complicated by the minute. So you're interested, right?
Yeah, I am, but
Good.
Colby told me that you didn't trust me. What changed your mind?
David changed my mind.
Evening, Miss Kane. I'm Andrew Willis. I've taken over the prosecution of your daughter's murder trial.
Well, I've said everything I have to say to your predecessor.
Yes, well, unfortunately, his notes appear to be missing, and all I have to go on are the police reports. I'm having to go back and question everyone involved.
Well, then you should really start with questioning the woman who actually committed that murder, Annie Lavery.
I intend to. We have to work on clearing Kendall first, though. Don't we?
How can I help you? How can I help expedite that, Mr. Willis? So you think Emma saw something?
It's possible. Annie was alone when she found Adam, so Emma was somewhere, probably somewhere hiding in the house, maybe downstairs. It was dark, she was scared, maybe she saw something. Maybe she saw who killed Stewart.
I saw Kendall shoot Stewart.
You mean that you saw Kendall holding a gun, right? A lot of people saw that.
She shot the gun and it made a very loud noise.
Is this something that you've known all this time, Emma, or are you just saying this now?
I just remembered. I saw Kendall shoot Stewart.
For some reason, your predecessor chose to ignore the obvious. Annie Lavery has been in and out of Oak Haven. It's a fact that she is psychotic. She killed her own brother. She tried to kill me on at least 2 occasions, and she was in the Chandler house that night attempting to kidnap her daughter.
All very good points, but why would she kill Stewart Chandler?
Well, you know, maybe her bowl of cornflakes told her to do that in the morning. I don't know. Sometimes insane people don't have a rational reason. But honestly, you should be over there grilling Annie Lavery right now. Actually, here's your perfect opportunity. Well, look who's here, Adam Chandler. The man who is harboring the monster who killed his own brother.
Erica, what vicious lies are you spreading now?
Giving Adam a beautiful dinner is the least I can do.
Even if you have to order out.
Well, I did try my hand at some canapes. Try one. Let me know if it's Adam worthy.
You really got a thing for Adam, don't you?
A thing? I guess that depends on what your definition of a thing is.
I thought this was all about him being grateful to you for saving his life that night.
I wish I could have saved your father's life that night as well. I'm sorry. He was a really wonderful man. I was probably the last person to see him alive. Other than the killer, of course. He just seemed really excited that night to be doing business with Adam again on your behalf, and... You didn't comment on the canapé. Tasty?
Yes, they're good.
Good. Do you ever smile?
Not been very much to smile about lately.
Try. For me. See? There, and it's such a nice smile. Listen, I'm sure things have been really horrible for you since your dad died. But you should try to smile more often. You don't want people in this town to get the wrong impression of you. Like they've gotten the wrong impression of me.
Have they?
Oh, yeah. They think I'm just trying to soak up Adam for all his money, which couldn't be further from the truth. I just want my freedom, and I really enjoy his company. What's so wrong about that?
Oh, I don't remember saying there was anything wrong with that.
Your father was a little misunderstood sometimes, too, wasn't he?
Until you got to know him.
People in this town can be so cruel. So judgmental. They do it to Adam, too, you know. Adam just wants his family close again. I mean, you, JR, Colby, little A, he just wants a real family. That's all I want, too. I just want to be close to my daughter, and I just want a real family again.
Don't believe a word that she says.
I lied.
Jake, let go of me.
Listen to me. I lied, but it was to protect your baby. Please. Listen, do you remember we were looking for the adoptive family, right? At the same time, I needed to find a lawyer that we could trust. I reached out to Liza. I figured that she would be sympathetic with us because she had gone through something similar with Colby. So I hired her. I hired her to find that family, some adoptive family that would do it quietly and they would do it outside of legalities,
That's
right?
the plan that I remember, but obviously something happened.
Yes, something happened. She showed up and she was pregnant. And then she tells me she's going to be the one that's going to do the adopting. And I said, wait a second. I said to myself, this is, a recipe for disaster. I knew that David knew her and she wanted to stay in town with this baby in Pine Valley. And I thought, no, I said, look, please, I'm going to find some other adoptive family. And she got very persistent with me and she threatened me and she said she was going to go to David and tell him the whole thing. And it wouldn't matter where the baby ended up or with what family, that she would tell him, he would find out.
She was willing to sacrifice my son. She would have ruined everything. You never told me any of this.
I didn't tell you that. This is the hardest part. I couldn't tell you. I didn't want to tell you who the baby was going to be with or anything. That was part of our deal, remember? You wanted it that way. And you had gone through so much up to that moment and you wanted to give the baby up and you were about to give up the baby. And I thought if you knew the baby was still in town with Liza, then David would see through that. Eventually he'd see through that.
So that is my baby. Liza has my son?
No, that is not. That is not your baby. It is not.
So David came over here earlier and he told me that he wasn't going to obsess over my child anymore. But the funny thing is, I believe him. And he gave you credit for opening up his eyes.
Well, I may have helped with a little tough love.
Well, good job. It worked. All right, so I think we should jump right in.
Yeah.
And we can talk about hours and salary later.
Wow, it's true. What everyone's been saying, North's case is all circumstantial. And with all these people there that night, a lot of whom had motive and opportunity, reasonable doubt shouldn't be tough to prove.
All right, I want you to add 2 more names to the list. I want you to add Little Adam and Emma Lavery.
You can't possibly think one of those kids shot Stuart.
No, but Zach and I have discussed the possibility that one of them may have been a witness.